Attack the enemy! Victory is ours!
Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm continuing with the Japanese 6.3 tank grind because, well, that's what I have to do. So, unfortunately, I couldn't see a Tiger II behind this tree and then ran right into him. I was squatted up with one of my Discord moderators here, Fly Around 5, and we were rocking some 6.3 Axis tanks. And I know a lot of this channel has been, a lot of the content on the channel lately has been Japanese tank battles, and that's because right now that's what I have left to grind. 1.71 is coming sometime soon, and I promise as soon as 1.71 drops, I will also drop Japan for a while, and I will be grinding everything else that there is. Right now, I'm honestly probably a lot more tired of Japanese tanks than you guys are tired of seeing them on my channel, because you only see one battle a day pretty much. And I'm playing like 10, 15, 20, who knows, seems like a million sometimes. At any rate, we decided we were going to press in on the B point because from this side and this spawn, we can roll down the hill fairly quickly and then cross the bridge and get over to the B point fairly quickly. A lot faster for Fly Around in his pack wagon than for me in the STA-1, but not that bad. This battle was from 13 September 2017, in case I forgot to mention that earlier. I can't actually remember if I said it or not. This was a relatively small battle, and honestly I didn't have a whole lot of high hopes for it, but it ended up being alright. So Fly Around was up ahead of me scouting a little bit. The sun, of course, is directly in our face and rendering most vision pretty much useless, but just the same, I did a bit of a scan up on the hills there to see if I could spot anybody creeping out up above A. There didn't seem to be anybody. And then we rolled on up to the B point, made sure he got in for the capture as well, and we started taking the B point while watching down the bridge for the likely avenues of enemy approach. Also moved up to cover myself from the left a little bit with those rocks there behind me, and then we lose a Panther II over at the C point to a T-29. You'll see that T-29 a little bit during this video. Don't worry, that's not a spoiler. We finished with the B point cap, and we decided to move in towards C because we know there's a T-29 there, having seen him take out our Panther. So, rolling across the bridge, expecting to be shot in the left side at any moment, because the STA-1 just doesn't have the go that I wish it did. Didn't take any shots though, didn't see any enemies coming, either on the ridge over there or from their spawn or anything. Just as I was about to reach Fly Around, I got hit in the back from probably up on the ridge line near A somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I was able to get moving forward just enough to get over the hump of the hill there and apparently get out of his view, unless he shot and backed up and lost sight of me, but at any rate, I was able to survive. And as I'm searching around, starting to search around behind me to try and spot the guy who shot me, here comes a Stridswagen right up behind us, and I thought, well, that's it, we're done. He's got to have seen us on the minimap. Fly Around took off down the hill to escape because there was no point in both of us getting killed there, and since he was in the pack wagon without a revolvable turret, he was going to go after the C point to distract the Stridswagen, but I told him hold off just a second because I don't think the Stridswagen was aware of us at all. And he's driving up to the sniper overlook here. And that's exactly what he did. So as soon as I finished my repair, I told Fly Around, hold off just a minute longer, let me back up and get the drop on the Stridswagen, and then you can move into C. And that is exactly what we did. So I'm trying to pick my way down the cliff wall here in the STA-1. I don't spend a whole lot of time in this spot in this map, honestly, so I wasn't exactly sure where I could find my way down without tumbling over, and I didn't figure that Fly Around could really flip me over again if my tank ended up upside down. But he talked me over to this spot right here with a bit of a gap, and that's where I decided to go for it. And physics be damned, STA-1 tumbles his way down the hill and ends up rolling out backwards, kind of hilariously. Fly Around got knocked out by the same T-29, and he called out where he was coming from, so I did have a warning. He was coming down the hill right up to C here. I was able to get into position and be ready for him. And thankfully get a penetration and crew kill shot on him right before he saw me and was able to react. If I didn't have a squad mate there, I probably would not have had any idea he was coming. Of course, if I didn't have a squad mate, things would have gone totally differently anyways, but regardless, without somebody telling me that T-29 was coming, I never would have known he was there. So, I've got 2 kills, I'm about to get a capture, I'm starting to think to myself, I might have a good, finally, STA-1 battle, and then Fly Around calls out a plane diving on me, and a Spitfire with rockets ends my hopes and dreams of having that first good battle in the STA-1. So, was it going to come back in my Ki-61 because Fly Around is in his DO-335, but I thought we need tanks right now more than we need planes. And I've got a squad mate up in a DO-335 anyhow. So I came back in my M41A1 instead. The enemy team had just taken out the A point, so I put my artillery up there and then pressed on as quickly as I could towards C. Got a couple of hits, but not a lot, anything good with my artillery. Fly Around called out a 82 up, not an F-82, but an Alpha Delta-2 Sky Raider. Right as I went Dukes of Hazzard over a couple hills on my M41A1, and I rolled up into the C point, basically totally unopposed. Now, as you saw in my Smoke 'em if you got 'em video, or if you didn't, you should watch it, but smoke is very effective, particularly with the M41A1. Especially if you're trying to capture a point in a light tank and you're all by yourself, smoke shells are really useful. So, Fly Around was coming back in a heavy tank. I told him I was not going to wait for him. He said, don't worry about it, because he was too far away as he's coming back in his Tigree. And I'm going to roll back up to sit on the top of this hill in between B and C and defend in a position where I can hopefully react quickly to someone taking or threatening either B or C. I'm not so much concerned about A. We've got a couple of teammates up there, and honestly, I don't care if we lose the A point. I want to hold all 3, but I only really need to hold 2 to win. So right now, I don't care if they take the A point, whatever. I'm going to work on B and C. I do have teammates up by the A point as well, so that also helps. So right as my artillery refreshes, you can see it out on the mini-map, someone being hit right in front of where my teammates are. I can't do much to help, but I can call artillery on them, so I did. And I let them know that there is artillery on the dude, so SPAA, please stay back so you don't get team detonated, which would be a real bad juju. I actually got a couple hits on the guy, which was kind of impressive considering the spread of my artillery. Fly Around starts taking hits. I hear him take a hit, and I asked him if he was getting shot, and he said, yep, right around to his right. Which doesn't help me as much as it could have, because I have no idea which direction he's facing. So, quick tip, if you're going to call out things to your team or your squad, try to use geographic references and map cardinal directions, like north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, etc. Or mention something like he's on their side of the B point or the A point, etc. Something, you know, directly down the hill from A or whatever, something like that. Anyway, I can see the guy shooting up there. I can't tell what he is because the sun is blindingly in my face, and I don't really want to risk pulling out in the open until after he shoots, because I am, after all, in a Walker Bulldog. So I switch over to my smoke shells. I'm firing off my APDS that's in the chamber, and my plan is I'm going to shoot smoke up to where the enemy is, and then I'm going to rush around the side of him and try and give Fly Around some cover and distraction and time to repair. So I get my smoke shell off, and before it got reloaded, he got a shot at me, which apparently was not APDS, or I mean a Heat FS rather, because it bounced off the side of my M41 turret, which I thought was a miracle. I still didn't know what he was. I know what he is now because I've watched this battle a couple times while getting this video ready, but as I'm charging around him, trying to get the advantage on the downhill speed, here he comes out in front of me, and right as my gun slowly decides to come back down. It fails me, and I take a hit, and before I can even finish extinguishing the flames pretty much, the T-92's heat effect shell goes into my ammo and kills my M41. I really miss having stabilizers. So we'll skip a bit of travel time for the sake of not making you guys watch boring travel time in the Ki-67, and we'll pick it up right about the time I'm getting back to the battle. Now, I've only got the 100 kilogram bombs so far for the Ki-67, so I'm just going to drop a few of them in a string along where that T-92 was, hoping that if he's in the same spot, it'll light him up and show fly around where he is. He wasn't in the same spot, of course, he had moved, but I couldn't see him. So as I'm rolling back around again, I can see some tracers following me from near the B point, so I'm going to line up on those because I really don't know where that T-92 is. So as I zoom in here, I can see there is some sort of a Centurion-type vehicle leaving the B point. Drop my last 3 bombs on him, get a couple hits on him, and either I marked him for the Arado or the Arado already saw him, but either way, I got a kill damage assist on the Stridswagen there for the AR-234's bomb strike. So, a little bit of research for the Ki-67, which was good because 100 kilogram bombs don't do a whole lot in tank battles. Rolled back in to make a low pass over fly around and try to help him out with my gunners, either marking or throwing dirt up in the face of the T-92. And my gunner, unfortunately, could not raise the gun quickly enough to be effective, and none of my shots came anywhere near him. So fly around has lost his breach to the T-92, so I'm going to bail out of my Ki-67 and come back in a tank to try and help him. And unfortunately, while I was respawning in my NATO, fly around got killed by an Object 906 coming down to the C point. So there are 2 enemies to the C point somewhere. We are losing all 3 points at the moment, except we're taking the A point back, thankfully. But we had no captures, and 2 of them are being taken away from us, or held away from us at any rate. And right as I come out of these trees right here, there's an Object 906, but he made a big mistake. He didn't kill me when he had the chance. That's right. Now, I would say take that spawn rafer, but he wasn't necessarily trying to come to our spawn. If he was just sitting where he was right there, it's pretty close to our spawn, and it's looking right at the exit from our spawn, but he's not in our spawn. He's not that close. He's within what I consider the acceptable range. At any rate, fly around had come back in his Dora 13. He strafes the T-92, which left him lit up for me. I was able to get a good shot into him that somehow didn't kill him. And thankfully, I had set him on fire, and before he could recover his crew, I was able to get a second shot into him that did actually kill him. Now, fly around is warning me that there's another tank in front of me, which we could also see on the mini-map. It's a heavy, I can't tell what it is, so I shot the tree to mess with his vision, because I'm not really confident in the 75mm APHE of the NATO. However, I'm really confident in that Panther II off to my right that shot him and killed him and saved me from him. So, with that, I'm rolling on in to help out the capture at the C point, after we've taken out the A point again, which at least slowed down our ticket bleed a little bit. Now, we have only got a Ferdinand at the A point, and he's going to be a key clutch player in just a moment. Fly around just told me there's a guy by A. I've got the Panther II with me in C, and I'm about to roll in and help speed up this capture. Eventually. And right about now... There it is. The Ferdinand takes out a T-44-100 that was right on the A point, and that was the turning point and the nail in the coffin for the enemy team. If that T-44 had killed the Ferdinand and taken over the A point, I don't know that either one of us would have been able, even the Panther II probably could not have gotten up the hill fast enough to be, much less to the A point to retake it. Now a Spitfire shot down Fly Around 5 in his Dora, and he didn't have any rockets because he's the American Spitfire, so we were relatively safe. He did drop a bomb on us, but it was a 500 and it didn't really do anything. I was able to finish getting my crew member back, and right as I start moving out in the open, the battle ends, just as I get shot in the side by one of their 2 remaining players. However, we did pull off the victory. Pretty good battle all the same. all things considered. So, 4 ground kills for me, an assist, 3 captures, a bunch of hits, a couple criticals, and I even unlocked camouflage for my NATO. Very exciting! Fly Around, on the other hand, took first place with 4 assists, a tank kill, an airplane kill, and a capture. So there's all the awards, including the brown camo for the NATO. Very exciting. And here are the squad battle log. Is the squad battle log. And that will do it for today. Thank you all very much for stopping by and checking this one out. Good battle, Fly Around. We'll see you all soon for more War Thunder. Have a great day, everybody.